it is a football Friday. I feel like something has happened over the last couple of weeks of the Eagles not playing. And I think we have forgotten a little bit about what the entire season has been about. Now, I don't want to say all this and have Mike Mayock call and say that maybe I'm not giving them enough credit because so on and so forth. But this has been, the Eagles have played 8 games, not 2 games, not 1 game. And I feel like over the last week, this belief has sort of has popped up in Philadelphia that the Eagles are elite and they are definitely the best team in the NFC. The Eagles are a good team. They are 6-2. They are among the good teams in the NFC. They have not yet proven they're an elite team. They're getting better. Maybe they will be. I don't even know if there is an elite team, even in the entire NFL this year. They're right there in the group in the NFC with the Lions. They're right there with the Packers. They're right there with the Rams. They're right there with the Bucs. They're right there with the Seahawks. But they're not elite. They're not above those teams. These next 2 weeks, they can prove that they're an elite football team. But the Philadelphia Eagles, as of now, have this version of the Philadelphia Eagles has not proven that they're elite. It doesn't mean that they might not be elite at some point. It doesn't mean that they're not very good. It doesn't mean that they're right there. They're not right there with the rest of the other teams in the NFC. But I feel like over the last, maybe it's the hangover of the really good Giants game and the fact that they are improving, but they're not elite yet. They have to prove they're elite, and they can do that over the next 2 weeks. Mm-hmm. That's where I am with the Eagles.
Yeah,
not elite yet.
Yeah, and I don't understand it. Listen, every team gets off at a different pace to start the season. Mm-hmm. The Eagles weren't necessarily clicking on all cylinders when the season started. That's not uncommon or foreign to the Eagles. They started off 2-2 last year. Then they proceeded to win, I believe, 17 out of 18 games on the way to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl. And so I look at this year's team, and the reason why I have them as the elite team, because they came into the season as an elite team, right? They came into the season as the team to beat in the NFC. And these other teams have had the opportunity to step up and grab that crown while the Eagles were sort of trying to figure out what their identity was going to be this year. And I'm not going to take anything away from Seattle. I think Seattle has played phenomenal. Although, listen, they got 2 losses as well. No shame in the 2 games that they lost. I think they lost to San Francisco by 1 score, and I think they lost to Tampa Bay by 1 score. Both close games. No shame in that. They got some good wins on the road. I like Seattle. I like the Rams. I like Tampa Bay. Green Bay, I think, is a little bit herky-jerky, but they certainly have that potential. Who else am I going at? San Francisco, Detroit. Detroit, obviously, very good football team, very talented.
San Francisco's not in that group, I don't think. But a good team, but not in that group we're talking about.
I agree. And here's what I say. I think there is a group that is proven, that has the resume, the pedigree of recent memory, and they have the track record. And then there's a group that says, yeah, you've had a good first half. Let's see what you look like in November and December, let alone January. So when I look at the Eagles, to me, there was never a question as to, are the Eagles an elite team? It's whether or not they're living up to that standard. And they weren't living up to that standard to start the season off, the first month of the season. Last couple of games, they've gotten around to that. These next 2 games, I think, are going to tell us a whole lot. That's why I'm excited about it. But if anybody's going to be elite or separate themselves from the rest of the pack, I think it's the Eagles, and I think it's the other teams, the other group of 5 or 6 teams. But when I look at the roster, when I look at the track record, when I look at who I would trust, it's the Eagles. They're in their own category, and those other teams aren't there. Too bad for them. They didn't take advantage of the Eagles' slow start. They didn't take advantage of that.
215-592-9494. Do the Eagles still, this version of the Eagles, do they still have to prove they're elite, or are they elite already? Here's I agree with you, the roster, elite roster. Mm-hmm. Coming into the year, I agree with you, pedigree, all that stuff. What I would say, and here's what is staring me in the face when I'm trying to define the Eagles as an elite team. So far this season, what have the Eagles done at an elite level? They have not run the ball at an elite level. They have not thrown the ball at an elite level. They have not rushed the passer at an elite level. They have not stopped the run at an elite level. Even their special teams has not been elite. Now, it's improving. The pass game is improving. We've had a game and a half, sort of the running game getting there. Mm-hmm. The pass rush got there against the Giants. That's why the next two games, to me, are what can prove that they're elite. Mm-hmm. If they continue to trend that way and look that, they could become the elite team. I'm fully open to it. I just can't look at a team that's played 8 games, and I can't identify what they do currently at an elite level and say that team is better than any other team in the NFC.
Oh, I'll give it to you.
Yeah.
They're elite in the red zone.
They are elite in the red zone.
They're elite in the red zone, and they're elite at taking care of the football. The fact that they only had 3 turnovers through 8 games, that's elite, right? I think they're second. They got the second fewest amount of turnovers in the entire league. Red zone, getting down there, scoring touchdowns versus field goals. That's what they're elite at. And now the rest of their game is catching up. That's what I'm saying. Like, they already have shown they can be elite and dominate. And it's not just them winning the Super Bowl. Because some teams win the Super Bowl, they get hot late in the season.
They're not an elite team.
No, yeah. The Eagles won 17 of 18 games.
Last year.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. So they showed you they could play at that elite level. And then they come out and win the first 4 games. By the way, look at the resume. That's a pretty good-looking resume.
Oh, for sure. The games that they've won.
I don't know who else's resume looks as good as the Eagles when you look at the quality of wins they have on their resume.
I think the interesting thing, and I promise we'll get to the phones, 215-592-9494. The interesting thing is those things that made them elite last year, they have not been elite at this year.
I agree with you on that.
That's where I'm sort of like, that's why the next 2 games for me are for them to prove it. 215-592-9494. Do you believe that this version of the Eagles has proven they're elite, or do they have to do it over the next 2 games? We do have a next question today. We have our final Hess toy truck, the 2025 stock car racers, loaded with action-packed features, including 67 animated lights, 5 realistic sounds, and a pullback motor, courtesy of Hess. You can get it at HessToyTruck.com. Here is our next question today. I realized it this morning. The question is, what are you irrationally afraid of? And what made me think of this is I was coming out of our parking garage, out of the stairway, and there's a door that opens toward you. So you have to grab the handle for a door that somebody could come in and open toward you. Yeah. I am irrationally afraid of the door being opened up into my hand and breaking or dislocating one of my fingers.
Some people were worried about the face.
Well, I'm all back here, right? My hand is first.
Yeah.
So I have that fear in the bigger bathroom, the multiple bathroom room where the door opens. Any door.
And your hands aren't that big.
Hey, man, they're average size hands. And it's cold outside. If it's a glass door, I'm okay with it. But a non-glass door, I am irrationally afraid of a door being opened up into my hands. And that was unnecessary, the shot at my hands.
No, I was just saying.
Well, it's not. I'm not like the bright, my tiny hands or whatever.
No, you're not.
They are normal hands. All right, Jack.
We found out you're 5'11".
Yes.
Yeah. And
Jack,
TK, officially over the summer, they listed his height here in the studio.
Yes.
5'5".
No, he was not 5'5".
And I still want to know what you thought you were saying. You think of a different Tom Kelly? Ike's like, he's 5'10". Everyone knows that. Unbelievable.
Jack, what are you irrationally afraid of for next question?
It's been a while, but whenever I use go out of a drinking fountain, I used to get very concerned about people slamming my head into the metal part, and then all my teeth would be chipped. That was like my biggest fear in high school.
Did people do that in your school? No,
I don't think so. But I would always go down and be like, all right, someone, always worried someone's going to come from behind and just slam my head into the metal thing.
I thought you were a big dog.
Listen, I was at BMOC. Everyone knows that.
Yeah, well, not that big.
Well, no one would dare try to
do that
Jack's
to the
head into the water fountain.
I know.
Yeah. Ike.
Oh, listen, both of those. Certainly out of the box.
Yes, they are irrational.
Now, I don't know if this is irrational or rational, but I'll tell you what I am afraid of is not having my phone.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, there's been times here where he walks in and then has to go all the way back out to the car because he just have his phone.
Really?
There's a lot with Ike. I mean,
by the way, I'm surprised I get all the way in here
without the phone.
That is the shock.
That is a shock right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, why don't you also, you don't even the thing with silverware? Where you don't use silverware?
Yes, I have my own silverware.
And you don't use straws?
Yes.
Yeah, you don't use straws.
Well, I'm an anti-straw guy.
We're going to do my whole phobia.
Yeah, I got a lot of them. Been around you for a long time, pal.
I'm an anti-straw guy. I'm not 5 years old. I can drink out of it like a grown-up.
Silverware in the locker.
Yeah.
And you care about turtles.
I do care about turtles, yes. Oh, the plastic straw thing. Yeah, well, that's not really it. It's really that I'm not a child.